Wow. What's up, everybody? Tony from Destination Pro Wrestling. Here we are live because Fighter Fest is over. So we're going to do my live reactions and basically just give you a rundown of what happened, what you guys need to know, some of the good, some of the bad, because this was definitely interesting compared to Double or Nothing. So again, we are going live. We're going to wait for some people to come in. But as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Tango with Tango. I'm going to be looking at the comments a lot while I'm live. So if you guys have questions or something that you guys want to share, make sure you guys leave a comment. I'm going to be looking at those. I was not in Daytona for Fighter Fest. I was, in fact, just watching it home for free on BR Live. So make sure you guys click that like button on the stream. Basically, just let me know what you guys think of Fighter Fest. Shawn, what's up? Austin, welcome. Chad, welcome. Good to see all of you guys. Got about 100 people watching right now, which is awesome. So make sure you guys share the stream. Scott, thank you for the nice comment. I appreciate that. James, hello. Nestor. So let's kind of talk about Fighter Fest. What do we think of Fighter Fest? Well, first, overall, it wasn't the best show. It was a great show, but it wasn't the best show. I think definitely when you got to consider AEW and what they've done with Double or Nothing, I feel like this was a good match as far as like, a good card with great matches. But essentially, Double or Nothing really felt special. Fighter Fest didn't necessarily feel that way to me. Now, I'm going to give them props. Obviously, nice attendance. A lot of people were talking on social media. It was definitely trending. But I want to start off with the buy-in because the pre-show really wasn't that great. The pre-show was kind of an issue for me. So the pre-show started off with the six-man tag match between the Best Friends, SCU, and then Private Party, which Private Party, if you guys don't know who they are, they absolutely killed it. So one thing that you guys need to just keep in mind is they are really, 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 really good tag team. Really good tag team. And when I go to Chicago for All Out, I'm hoping we see them featured again because I think AEW did a really good job of showcasing them. What's up, Bobby? What's up, everybody? So this six-man tag match opened up the card for the pre-show, and I thought it was really good. I thought that tag match was amazing, and I was getting really excited for the potential of this show. And then after the pre-show, the first match of the pre-show, we started to get some like snippets and backstage pre-taped stuff with AEW obviously mocking the Fire Festival, right? Everybody knows that famous documentary. That was really prominent in this pre-show. And what's up, Tom? Tom from Illinois. Illinois. What's going on? So the pre-show, it had these like weird gimmicks, like these weird things happening with the Fire Festival, and honestly, it just felt really corny to me. Really, really corny, and I felt like that was kind of an issue for me specifically, because AEW. One of the things I loved was the fact that they were kind of the opposite of WWE, and then we got the we got the women's match between Allie and Leva Bates, which I think everybody kind of saw how cringy the librarian gimmick was. So that gimmick right there was really, really just not that great. I thought it was just a really bad match, honestly. Um, and honestly, like with AEW, it's hard because it's their second show, so I don't want to bash them here. But originally, it was rumored that Kylie Ray was going to be in the match. It just wasn't a good match. And again, it was just very cringeworthy stuff. And that's kind of hard to admit being an AEW fan, but I also have to criticize where it's fair. And I think that right there was just ultimately one of the biggest issues for me. So the pre show was cringy in general. Um, you know, Leva Bates was blue pants in NXT, so I was kind of expecting better from her. I'm not a fan of Allie. When I made the video that she signed to AEW, it was just really hard for me to be a fan of that. It was like I felt like I felt like with what she did in TNA, I didn't feel like she could do that with AEW. So again, the pre-show was just kind of it was kind of nuts. And then again, it was kind of corny, and then we saw the match with Jabali and Nakazawa, which I thought was pretty cool. Jabali is the CEO for CEO Game Fighting Tournaments, so that's obviously the cross promotion between the two, AEW and CEO. What's up, Peter? What's up, Scott? So that was all right. Nakazawa, I get it. He's kind of like the comedy character in AEW. So, just very interesting. The no, I'm not disappointed, guys. Well, trust me, I love the card. We'll get into that. But the pre-show just wasn't that special, right? Like, I felt like everything that AEW has promised us about being the alternative, about being different, I thought that's what we were gonna see. Um, then we get to the main card, and that was beautiful. Christopher Daniels versus Shima from OWE, which I don't know how much I can talk about this because I could probably talk all day and night about this. But if AEW introduces a mid card title very soon, which right now is not rumored, but if it does happen, Shima is my guy that I want as the mid card champion. Like, he's so incredible in the ring. Him and Christopher Daniels, really, really, really good. So this kind of shifted my mood with Fighter Fest, right? Like, the pre-show wasn't that great for me. I felt like it was corny. I wasn't excited, right? Then we get to this match and I realized, okay, this was a great match. Welcome Gilbert, welcome Agent 6, Lionel, welcome to the stream. So then we kind of, things are starting to pick up. And then, I really want to talk about the triple threat women's match because that right there was my match that I don't know what it is. Riho and um, Yuka Sakazaki, I think. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name, but she is incredible. These girls are absolutely killing it in AEW, and it was really cool because in this match, Nyla Rose really got built up. I think they were doing a really good job of building her up, and this is one of those things where I'm going to praise AEW. I think AEW's women's division could be stacked. Nyla Rose is incredible. Kylie Ray, Britt Baker, and then obviously you have the international talent. So these people specifically, they're gonna make this women's division really special. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure how I felt about Nyla losing because Nyla was given a really big emphasis in this match from her entrance all the way down to pretty much some of the biggest moments and spots. Um, I just felt like this was incredible. Shawn, you're absolutely right. Don't ignore B. Priestley. I agree. I agree. You can't forget about her. We haven't seen her in AEW just yet, but we will see her soon, which should be pretty awesome. So this was a really, really good match. I think this triple threat match was low key match of the night. And I know for some people, you guys may not agree with it, but honestly, for what it's worth, like I just stayed up pretty dang long, and I feel like that was a really, really cool match. Um, so for me, like, this was a really good thing for AEW, really displaying their women's wrestling. So you can't go wrong with that, obviously. And then we get to the fatal four way match. So I kind of, on Twitter, I kind of talked about this, and I wasn't too happy with the booking decision to have Hangman Page go over. But it was a sick match, and everything like logically made sense. My biggest issue with this match was the fact that, the fatal four way. I understand that Hangman Page is getting a push and he's going for the world championship. But Hangman Page to me is one of those guys where I feel like he could have lost this match being screwed by MJF. Like, I think MJF, the character and the gimmick and everything, I feel like him stealing Hangman Page's, chance of winning. Obviously, this is the part where I thought, that would be huge for his career. Because again, AEW says that wins and losses matter. Tom, Jasper, Andy Bell, welcome to the stream. If you guys are like leaving comments and stuff, um, I'm gonna try to read them. I have them up on the screen. Almost 300 people watching, so very cool. So this Fatal Four Way did a lot of things. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus got some nice highlights. Obviously, Jimmy Havoc is Jimmy Havoc. I don't think we really need to talk about him. Everybody knows how technically sound he is in the ring. Like, he's really, really good, and he's just naturally good in the ring. So he definitely played his role. I didn't agree with Hangman winning. And again, I know wins and losses matter, but this is the second time that MJF, 2 for 2 shows, and MJF is now walking away the winner. And because he's a heel, this company needs heels, which is kind of my point that I'm getting at. Do I think, Retro Gaming asks, do I think this was as good as Double or Nothing? No. It was a good pay per view, but it was not as good as Double or Nothing. So Hangman Page gets the win. Really good match. Fatal 4-Way was cool. I would have preferred MJF to win. I think a lot of people know this too, so I'm going to kind of talk about it. MJF cut a promo before the match, and he said some very, very interesting stuff in his promo. Um, Keith, I know you're saying MJF doesn't need the win, but wins and losses matter. So if he's constantly losing, then it's going to be an issue. And this is coming straight from AEW themselves. They've said that, wins and losses matter. So 2 for 2, he's already losing. But again, his character, it's all about spitting that big game. Do I think this is better than Stomping Grounds? That's very, very interesting. But yeah, he cut a crazy promo. He said some very savage stuff, and honestly, like I know a lot of you guys don't always use Twitter, but I was live tweeting this entire show. MJF really impressed me with his promo skills yet again. So altogether, that was really cool. I mean, my highlight of the night. I want to hear your guys' opinion. What was your highlight of the night? Because for me, you know, I feel like for me when I watched this pay per view, the 6-man tag match was great, and I think John Moxley and Joey Janela was great. But AEW did something tonight that I think was incredible, and that was the Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin match. And I really want to focus on this match specifically because tonight, this match was my main event. Um, oh, Tracy, you're right. Nyla off the top rope was insane. So, Moxley and Janela had a great match. I think everybody kind of saw that coming, barbed wire, thumbtacks, things like that. I get it. But tonight, it was all about Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes. For me, Cody Rhodes has a great back and forth match, and this is something that WWE needs to adjust to because this is such a great thing. AEW does time limits in their matches, and the fact that this match had a time limit draw to me speaks very big volume about AEW as a brand because the easy way of going through this match was having Cody actually beat Darby Allin. But in this case, they had a time limit draw, which was a really cool sequence. And honestly, this match was one of my favorite matches, low key. Next to that triple threat women's match, like this match was really, really good. Darby Allin had a spot in the match, which I'll tell you guys when I was looking at his what's up, Jacob? How's it going, buddy? Um, so yeah, Darby Allin does a spot where he's basically going for like a back senton or like, off the top rope onto the apron. And when this whole thing happens, honestly, like it's just a very risky bump. It's a very, very risky bump. One of those bumps that I just uh Niangston says coffin drop. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But um man, this match, he does this crazy ass jump off the freaking turnbuckle, lands on his back, like legitimately looked messed up. Like this thing looked like it really hurt. And it's very, very crazy because Darby Allin, you know, for those who don't know, John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, recently said in an interview, he praised Darby Allin. And he said that Darby Allin was essentially like Jeff Hardy. And Darby Allin's sick. Like, my first time ever watching Darby Allin was WrestleMania weekend for WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. And when I was in New Orleans and I saw him live at an Evolve show, he did some crazy stuff there. I knew he was going to do something crazy. Nukes had tweeted something and he's like, Cody's basically very underrated because he's not like an indie guy. And I love that he said that because honestly, he is telling the truth. A lot of people think that Cody wasn't going to transition, but it was really sick. So as far as that goes, Cody and Darby Allin have an incredible match, time limit draw, and then the biggest thing ever happens. Shawn Spears, aka Shawn Spears, aka Ty Dillinger, came out and did a chair shot to the head to Cody Rhodes, and this legitimately looked like it knocked him out. A lot of people do not like this spot because it's unsafe, but obviously, hopefully there's nothing wrong with Cody, but I wouldn't be shocked if he was concussed. Um, you know, It was bad. He literally got hit hard. Shawn Spears clearly is the heel, and I think this is going to be his singles match with Cody at All Out. So when I go to All Out in Chicago, like I'm really excited because I think Shawn Spears versus Cody could be really good. I think the storytelling is what's going to make that match appealing. Um, so altogether, I mean, this match was sick. I'm not going to talk too much about the Lucha Bros and the Kenny Omega Laredo Kid match. It was great, what I expected. Um, Omega ends up attacking Moxley after the match against Janela. So this match was unsanctioned, very, very interesting. You know, everything we expected: barbed wire, thumbtacks, tables, whole 9 yards. Um, Andy says, going on record now, All Out will be the best pay-per-view of the year. Yes. And I think that's my issue with Fyter Fest. Like, it was a good show. It was free. I'm not going to complain. But one of the things that we have to keep in mind here, it was a free show. It's a filler show. So until TV is a consistent thing for AEW, time will only tell if this company is successful. But John Moxley and Janela was great, and then obviously having Kenny Omega run down the ramp doing a running V trigger, it had a lot of people excited, and I think that right there to me said that AEW is really building up Kenny Omega as a star, but obviously John Moxley is going to be a very big savage. Word to Macho T, savage. He's going to be a very big savage in AEW, which is exactly what they need. So altogether, it was a great show. Wasn't their best show. Double or Nothing was really what made me happy. I feel like Double or Nothing was amazing. I was in Vegas. Is this the kind of company that's going to kill WWE? It's still too early to tell. But AEW and WWE, things are going to get better. So I think only, what we need to do is just kind of be patient and see what happens because, we're at the stage, I think, at this point where I think AEW just has to worry about themselves, not worry about WWE. For being a filler show, it was, it was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. I wouldn't say AEW did a bad job. Fyter Fest, for what was on the card and for what we saw, I think it did fine. So next show, 2 weeks from now, is Fight for the Fallen. So that's going to be taking place in Jacksonville. And altogether, show was like a 7 out of 10 for me. Am I going to stream from All Out? Yes, guys, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about All Out because I do have plans. I will be in Chicago. I'm working on something incredible, like literally so incredible that if I could talk about it, I would talk about it. But there's a lot of stuff on the back end business side that I'm just not allowed to talk about just yet. But there are plans for Chicago. I am going to All Out. I will be there. There will be a live stream. And it'll probably be a lot more professional than this. But I want to do like a live reaction stream. Just kind of chat with you guys, just like I did for Double or Nothing. What did you guys think, though? Out of 10, what would you guys rate the show? I see a lot of 8.5s, a lot of 7s. I mean, I'm not trying to be harsh. I just think 7 is a very fair score. Really good show, but it wasn't their best show. Awesome. You guys are incredible. I'm not going to keep up too much of your time. I know you guys just spent hours watching pro wrestling, and I know you guys don't want to sit there and watch me for the rest of your night. So I'm going to get off. I'm going to be on Twitter, guys, at Tango with Ango. I want to chat with you guys, man. I love this pro wrestling stuff. We're always talking about it. If you don't have Twitter, follow me on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, make a Twitter and follow me. And guys, we are going to talk about pro wrestling a lot. A lot of pro wrestling news. Kind of, got my setup going. And, I'm just simplifying things and having a good time talking about pro wrestling. So, guys, my name is Tony. Follow me on Twitter at Tango with Ango. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Have a good night, guys, and thank you for watching.